Welcome back to Ribbon Candy Hooking. I'm Deanna. I had such a good morning this morning at the Connecticut Sheep and Fiber Festival in North Haven, Connecticut. It was really fun. I saw a lot of buddies there. I bumped into a lot of people who I've met before and hadn't met before, and it really was great. And if you watched that video from yesterday, you might have heard me say, I don't think I need anything here this morning. I think I have everything. I think I own everything. Well, I bought so much stuff, it was ridiculous. I bought like bags of stuff I don't need. So I just want to show you what I got, because sometimes people ask, and it gives you a hint as to what I'm working on in the near future and what I'm going to use these materials for, because sometimes it's not obvious, right? At a sheep and fiber festival, sometimes we're just seeing like a lot of sock yarn, or you're seeing a lot of wool bat or roving. And you're thinking, well, this isn't wool and this isn't wool strips. Well, some bad news coming. There might be a thing in the near future with getting traditional materials like wool to make wool strips. That might be on the horizon for us here in the U.S. So I've always been thinking about alternative materials, because while I sometimes like to hook with straight up wool strips, sometimes I feel like doing other stuff, and really my favorite materials are other things. So let me show you some of the things I've got. I was really happy with my purchases in no particular order. This happens to be the first one. It is a bag of curls. Bag of curls. Fun, huh? I don't remember what kind of sheep this is. Maybe a Wesley or Wesley something. Do you know what I mean? This is not my area of knowledge, but this is a bag of about, I think, 4 ounces of curls. The curls were $3 each. So beautiful, clean curls. I'm very excited to play with them, because my idea is, I'm thinking forward as I finish up my rose book. I'm thinking forward to the next book, which is the Mystic Carpet. And I'm thinking I would like to have some sheep that are colorful, like rainbow colors. And I would like to do the dyeing myself. And I can maybe do a video at that time. So just a bag of curls. And yes, there were some stalls that had some dyed curls, but I thought, let me color my own curls. Let me dye my own sheep curls, right? That's a sentence that only a rug maker says, isn't it? Let me dye my own sheep curls. So I'm very happy with that. I was excited to get those, and partly I want to dye my own sheep curls. And to be honest, the main reason I wanted to get the curls is because even though I know I have dyed curls from other festivals, I know I bought tons in Wisconsin at that fiber festival. I know I bought some this past year in Massachusetts at the New England Fiber Festival. But where they are, that's the thing, isn't it? So, all right, let's see the next thing. Now, it's this. This is more than one seller. This represents more than one seller. I'll show you the brands I got. Now, this might say to you like cotton candy, summertime, but this says to me Halloween. Bright neon colors for Halloween. I am a person who, I'm not a child of the 80s, right? Because I was born in 72, but in 1980 and in the 80s in general, that was my jam, and this was my wardrobe. So I'm really attracted to these colors, and particularly when they feel like they have some kind of Halloween connection. Like black with neons to me is eternally Halloweeny. Now, I will say, even though I trust all of the sellers that I saw today, sorry about the mess back there, I should move over. It's a mess. I got to go through some other stuff. I trusted everybody there. Everybody there was very, very nice, but I am going to put everything into the freezer for 3 or 4 days, because there was one time when I went to a fiber festival and I brought home an amazing amount of this stuff, not brushed like this, a little bit more raw material, that had tons of moth eggs in it. So all of that got thrown out. I mean, it's heartbreaking, because I brought it like on a plane. I bothered to pack it and bring it on a plane, and it was right. So I'm just very, very careful, even at fiber festivals. This you might have saw me get in the video. This was 4 Hearts Farm, mainly fiber. And it's this brand here. You can see, can you see the glitter, the Angelina that's mixed in there? And I just love these colors. I thought these really are some of my favorite colors. This is bat. Well, what are they calling it? This is combed top. This is combed top. It's 80% wool, 20% stellina, right? And that's the sparkly stuff. And it's basically, it's cotton candy wool. And I hook with this all the time. You've probably seen other videos where, and look how many colors are here. So if I wanted this like as a background, or I just wanted to add all of these colors to my stash, there's a lot in this 1 2-ounce hank, and this was $15. So I mean, I consider this a remarkable bargain, because, and I loved this stall because she did very different colors. And she said, I said, how often do you do new color palettes? Because there was maybe 5 or 6 distinct color palettes at the stall. And she said, whenever the urge grabs me. And I said, that's the way it should be, right? So so I bought a couple of this color because I didn't know if I would need more for a background or something when I'm doing a Halloween piece. But you can see how this could be a nice kind of candy color in the background of something. It might be that I end up using it over the summer for a summer piece. I don't know. But they are super pretty for what did I say, $15 each. 2 ounces. That's quite a bit. And if you're wondering, I pull it like a little bit of it like this. I usually pull a little bit more, and I can hook it like this, just like this, or I can do a little bit of this with my fingers, and I just pull it up in loops like that, and it hooks great. I've got lots of videos hooking like this because this sort of bat and roving, that's one of my very favorite things to hook with. It's always easy. It's easy on my hands. From the same stall, there was this larger, I don't even know what to call this. I would call it like a hank if it was, I'm still going to call it a hank if it was wool. It's an enormous bow tie. It's for my Halloween costume. In case I'm a clown, this is it. Very Halloween-y. I'm joking, of course. And it's still got that shiny Stellina, Angelina stuff in there. It looks like tinsel. And same content, same everything, but just different colors. And I thought, this is a great, again, background or border for something for the Halloween book that I have not conceived yet, but it will eventually, it'll be on the backing, and I'll be thinking, what should I hook with? And this is a nice big piece to be, this is a nice combed top to be able to use. So this is 80% Shanika wool and 20% Stellina, 5-colored combed top, 1 ounce each. So each of these colors, right, the green, the fuchsia, the darker raspberry, the grape, and the grayish black, they are each 1 ounce. So that is exciting. And this was 36. I think that's amazing. And the idea with stuff like this, if you're not a knitter, right? I'm not a knitter, so I know by observing, people buy this and kind of blend it and spin it and make it into yarn. But for me, I'm hooking it just the way that it is, the way that I just showed you, by pulling off a shred of cotton candy and hooking with it that way. Now, if you're thinking, surely she had enough with the combed tops. No, I didn't. I didn't have enough with the combed tops. There was a beautiful stall there I showed in the video called Shery Cat Designs. Looks like this. And she had another sort of mother load of more bat. And let me see what she's calling it. Blue, a 100% blue-faced Leicester, so BFL. Is that like the big friendly Lorax or something, by Kelly Straub. This was $24, and it is 4 ounces. $24, 4 ounces. Okay, so a little bit less of each color, but look at how many. Now I wish I got more of these. And the thing with stuff like this is there were 3 of this sort of color. It's many colors, and man, the whole stall, it was so much. It's not as finely combed. Can you see by the surface? It's going to work great for what I'm doing. It's not dirty or messy, but it's less kind of combed and luxuriant, maybe a little bit less than that one. Doesn't make any difference for me as a hooker. I just want these colors, right? And this is wool. This is 100% wool, and essentially so is that. It just had the tinsel stuff in it. So, you know, with this piece, I could pick out colors as I need them. I think it is remarkably pretty. And she had 3 of these, but they were each a little bit different. And now I wish I bought all of them. I mean, I do have to be a little bit careful with money, right? It's not like I'm like, I know I look like I'm a wealthy woman, but it's not exactly like that. So I have to be a little bit careful. But now I wish that I had gotten more. And there were, I'm not kidding, hundreds of colors to choose from. Hundreds of colors. Like, you know, it's multiple of each in some cases, but oh my God. So I'm excited about that too, because I see that. I was thinking what to do with this. Could there be like a Halloween tree with like these colorful fruits in it? You know what I mean? Could I do like a Magdalena Halloween tree and have it be all fruity like this on a dark night? That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to draw it this afternoon. I like that. From that first stall, there's something moon. What was it called? 5 Hearts Moons? 4 Hearts Farm. Mainly fiber. No moons. I also got this. And this came in other colors too. All neons. This is yarn, right? So it looks like this. And knitting needle size US 9 to 12. Crochet hook KM. K through M. 100 yards, and this is 86% U.S. sourced merino, 10% nylon, 4% poly. So it's a neat material. I don't feel any stretch to it, which is just fine for me, but I thought with my Halloween pieces, and this was $18, and it came in only neon, so the black was a constant, like the little stitching in black was a constant, but it came in neon yellow, I think green, orange, pink. I don't think blue, because I think I would have been tempted by blue. I would have liked a blue, like... Sorry about that. The recording ended because I forgot to delete the other videos and there was no more room. Anyway, I'm very excited about this because I think that this is going to go well. If you think about this being an outlining thing, imagine how pretty it will be against like some of these colors, right? The really dark ones. For a Halloween piece, obviously. But, you know, all of these places also have online presence. So 4 Hearts Farm, mainly fiber, and mainly is like Maine, the state. You know, there's some things like this that she said they're typically in stock. Other things during festival season come and go, which is why I kind of thought, maybe I should have got more of this. But I can also look and see where she's from. It doesn't say on here. I don't think, oh no, I did ask her. She's from Pennsylvania. Yeah, because she was saying she was worried about the drive back because it's like going through New York and Pennsylvania is always difficult any day, any time of day. But yeah, I want to look for her at another fiber festival because each little bit of this one is not going to go very far, is it? But think about if I do, and I plan to do the sort of Magdalena tree, but with these Halloween colors like a candy tree, I only need a little bit of each color. So this is like its own stash builder for $24. You know, I have all of the dit dots on the tree. And did you see that sparkle? It's like now that there is Angelina or Stellina in the house, it's going to be like I stupidly bought gift wrap, Christmas wrap with glitter. And we're seeing that for the rest of time, right? So, oh, okay. And then, okay. So let's wrap up this conversation about comb, like the comb top, which means they combed like the wool to make like kind of a roving thing, but it's not bat because it's combed. I got a lot more of that stuff. I got this whole bag of little bits and bobs of it. And this was from Naomi's friend at Coon Hollow. So her card looks like that, and she is in, I think she's in Oxford, Connecticut. And she was selling these mini bats like this, right? So these are combed, and you can tell by the way they look. They're combed. They're nice and soft. And this is, doesn't say how much is there, that's a decent amount. So it was $5 for both. So the bag was $5. So I got a bunch of bags that I thought were colors I was missing, like this good pumpkin color with the sort of greenish black. I just got a bunch of bags of colors I know. I always get pink, that's watermelon. But she had a few different pinks, and I never have white. So I got some pinks with white. I got like 15 of them because I thought, you know what, this is a good stash builder. That's coral. I got 15 of the ones I liked the most, and I kind of wiped her out of purples and pinks and blacks and whites and gray. She had a fun gray, this one here. And I never think to get gray, like when I'm at a fiber festival or I'm buying cute stuff, I never get gray because it's like, who needs gray, right? I need gray often. So that was a fun buy. And then this one, Ellen Cooper, remember this Yarn Sonnets? That was so much fun. I did like a bit of a splurge in that stall. And I got 3 things. The first one is this. Oh my God. So this is one of the best things I've ever seen. If you saw the other video, she said there's like 22 fibers here that are tied back to each other. This is potluck. So the whole thing was called potluck. And it says 150 yards of several. And she said it's 22 yards combined. It's bulky. And that's because you can't kind of say from one part to the next if it gets thicker or not. There's also material in there, like, do you see the sparkly gold? I mean, it's like cuckoo times. This one is called Star Path. 150 yards, 4 to 5 ounces, $56. So is that a big price tag? Did I hesitate on that? I hesitated for a long time. But at the end of the day, I just think this is such a beautiful, like, I don't know yet, but I can see this as going into a Halloween piece. It's a lot of material. It might be that it's like a gown for a witch or something like that. But there was a few of these, and they were in all different colors. I grabbed this one because it seemed like the most Halloween-y to me. But I normally don't spend that much on one skein. But I figure the piece that I make out of this fiber, this part of that piece is going to be like the prestige, isn't it, of the whole hooking. It's going to be like the thing that grabs your eye. And I thought, oh, let's just do it. Then I'll know, you know, because she had more and she had lots of colors. And it's like she has gone through the effort of collecting all of these different fibers and putting them together and measuring them, weighing them, measuring yardage. You know, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's not just collecting the fiber, but it's putting the product together. It's such a beautiful thing. I think it's the single thing I'm the most excited about. And it was the biggest buy, obviously, but you will remember when you see, it's got to be a witch, doesn't it? Maybe like a witch fashion show, something like that. Maybe I'll do a design like a witch fashion show and the one in the front, or maybe a witch wedding or a witch something. But I feel like this should be her dress, and it should be enormous. And I just think it's absolutely beautiful, the potluck piece. So I got that, and at the same stall, I got these two things. These are the last little things I got. I didn't get any moon cookies. I forgot. I don't need them anyway. I mean, I do, but my waist doesn't need them. So Ellen Cooper's Yarn Sonnets, that is the brand. She is in Sprague, Connecticut, which is not that far. This yarn is called Twinkle Toes Lapwing. The color is called Lapwing. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And the other one is Twinkle Toes Driftwood. And still sparkly. These were $15 each. So is this super thin yarn? It is super thin yarn, but I have a vision for doing a couple of pieces for the Halloween book that are like early American portraits with a background that is, in both cases, one of these. So with this background, I'll probably do a character that's dressed as like a ghost, because this dark background is the background, or maybe a pumpkin or something. And with this one, I'll do a character that's dressed differently because it's a light background. So I have one dark background, one light background. Now, this is superwash wool. It is 97% superwash wool, 3% polyester, 1.75 ounces sock weight, and 225 yards. So what's Deanna going to do with this? Because this is really thin. You know what I'm going to do with it? I'm going to see if it fits through my Ultra Punch or my Pretty Punch, like one of my mini punches. And I'm going to use, for both of these, I'm going to try to use them as a mini punch project. So much smaller scale. And I'm going to look for a pre-made frame that really fits the mood of the piece. And I'm going to make smaller pieces because it's mini punch. And I'm going to pop them into the frame with no glass, right? And I'll really be able to showcase these beautiful, sparkly yarns. This one is sparkling less. I hope I got the most sparkly one there. The colors are beautiful, though. The gray one has more of a blue sparkle. I wonder if you can tell. Anyway, I got some stuff, and probably not that good to buy so much stuff. But isn't it all fun stuff? I mean, it's so Halloween-y. It's great for the next book project. I've got so many ideas of things that I would like for us to do together. I didn't buy things I didn't need, that's for sure. All of the things that you're seeing are things I'm going to use in the immediate future for the Mystic Carpet book. So I'm really looking forward to that. You know, I guess the thing is, for us as rug hookers, there aren't a lot of rug hooking brick and mortar stores, are there? There's really not. And knowing that, it is fun to find fiber in other places. And when we go to fiber festivals or yarn stores, because there's plenty of those, sometimes we do see stuff like this and think, I can't really do anything with this. You can. You can try it in your mini punch. You could try it in a regular punch. You can hook with it by doubling it up or quadrupling it up. Just cut a really long piece. Am I out of focus? Cut a really long piece. No. And then just hook with it. And it makes many loops at once, right? So that, what's wrong with that? That works great. So there's lots of things that you can do with other fiber. And if straight milled wool cut into strips does become more difficult to get in the near future because of tariffs and because of expense, you know that there's other things that you can go to. The wool bats are wonderful. Using yarns is wonderful, right? The Canadians predominantly use yarn, like different kinds of yarn to hook with. The Brits, right, have this rich rag-rug tradition of using all kinds of materials. There's lots of things that you can use. And when you go to a fiber festival and you walk by this and you think, well, that's not yarn, it's not even yarn, I can't use it. You can use it. You can hook with this and it hooks up great. And you will probably love hooking with it. And imagine getting this many colors for $24, right? I mean, that in itself is wonderful. This stuff goes a really long way. Yarn goes a really long way. I'm sure this stuff is going to go a really long way. Wish I could tell how far it was going to go, because I really want to use all of it on one piece. It's so beautiful. And I feel like I have invested in all of this stuff, but it's all such a lot of fun. I can't wait to start playing with it. It is festival season, so let me know what's going on in your area. I'm going to go to all the fiber festivals that are around here. I can't do this at every one, but unless, I'm drinking or something. Just kidding. But let me know what's going on with you in your area so that we can pass on the word. Where are the fiber festivals? And you all can go and find some great finds. And I can't wait to see what you all buy, what you all find. And please share the vendors, right? Because all the vendors ship. Please share the vendors so we can all say, oh, I would like some of that potluck stuff, right? I don't mind spending that. That's fine. Look at how much work she's done. That's gorgeous. How can I get in touch with Ellyn, ELLYN Cooper's Yarn Sonnets in Sprague, Connecticut? Well, it's on the tag, right? So make sure you share your great finds, your great treasure finds, as you hit the markets and the festivals for festival season, fiber art season, going right through summer and into fall. I can't wait to see what else is up there, because of course it's regional. Everybody's got different stuff. We'll never get to all of it, but at least we can sort of shop vicariously and get some great ideas for how we all are using our various materials to make beautiful pieces, right? I will see you next time at Ribbon Candy Hooking.